In the last few videos, we've been going through section 13, which is days of the week. And now we'll be looking at numbers from 11 to 30, because we have seen numbers, we've gone through it 1 to 10. So if you go back um, in the playlist, you should find section 3 with numbers 1 to 10. So now we'll be going through uh, numbers 11 to 30. All right, so let's look at this list. All right, so this is talking about numbers 11 to 20. So 11 is once, 12 is doce, 13 is trece, 14 is catorce, 15 is quince. So notice from 11 to 15, all of them, in fact, all of them end with ce, se, and it's pronounced as se, right? Once, doce, trece, catorce, quince. And from 16 onwards, it changes. And let's check the pronunciation for 16. So do Spanish to English translation. Pasting in the word.
Dieciséis, 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 dieciséis.
So if the word that you want to pronounce is difficult, try to break it down, right? So in this case, you have DIE, which is DA, right? And then
Dieciséis,
you have CI later, which is C, DAC.
dieciséis, dieciséis,
Okay, and the last four letters are 6. Seis is 6, because if I just remove this, if I remove this, it's 6.
seis, seis,
Seis,
seis,
seis.
seis.
So I think the way to get the pronunciation is, or for any word for that matter, is keep listening to it, and it's not only listening but also speaking, right? This
Seis,
says,
seis,
says. Okay, and now I'm going to add this. So now it becomes dieciséis, dieciséis,
dieciséis,
dieciséis,
dieciséis,
dieciséis, dieciséis. It's so once you break it down and pronounce the individual components, it becomes easier, and then you can like join them together. So it's dieciséis, dieciséis,
dieciséis,
dieciséis,
dieciséis,
dieciséis. All right, so let's an exercise. Dieciséis. Okay, what is this now? And now notice that the first 5 letters, in fact, have the same, at least for 16 and 17, we've seen that they start the same way. And CAT is 7, right? And we're adding DAC, which means adding 10 to it, right? So DAC, CAT,
diecisiete,
DAC, CAT, DAC, CAT,
diecisiete,
DAC, CAT, 17, okay. 18 is
dieciocho, dieciocho,
DAC, 8. 8 is 8, and then we're adding DAC. So notice that from 15 to 18 so far, they have been adding DAC to the beginning So prefixing with dieciocho. So we have seen dieciséis, dieciséis, diecisiete, dieciocho. What is 19? Diecinueve,
diecinueve,
diecinueve, 19. And last one is nueve means 9, right? Nueve is 9. If you just remove dieci, it becomes 9. And then once you add dieci, it becomes 19. And the last one is, let's see how it's pronounced.
veinte, veinte, veinte,
Viente,
veinte, veinte,
viente,
veinte,
viente,
veinte,
viente.
veinte,
Yeah, keep listening to it. Viente, V-E-I is way, ente. Ente is ente. Viente, viente,
veinte,
vi-
veinte,
veinte, veinte.
veinte.
All right, veinte. All right. I mean, it might be hard to pronounce in the beginning, but I guess practice makes perfect, right? So, so just to recap, for today, so far we've seen from 11 to 20. So it's once, doce, trece, catorce, quince. 11 to 15, CE is added to the end, right? And from 16 to 20, 16 to 19, in fact, um, DAC is added as a prefix to the number, right? So dieciséis, diecisiete, dieciocho, diecinueve, and viente, right? So in the next video, we'll be going through numbers from 21 to 30. So until then, see you next time.